Yo, welcome back to the video. I had to get me a towel because my hair was a little short of wet because it is wet. Um, Today we're gonna be doing a reaction to a reaction. Uh, I wanted to react to a video, but I was like, why not react to somebody else reacting to that video? Let's get right into it. I'm gonna restart the video. I watched a couple seconds of it. Okay, yeah, I want y'all to
We're
get the full
anesthesiologists,
context.
surgeons, emergency medicine physicians.
Oscar is one of the great
Okay.
incident. What's good, y'all? It's your boy Ross back at it again with another video. So we're gonna check out when intergender wrestling goes wrong, the Oscar incident. I'm guessing there's a equal rights, equal fights situation going on with Oscar and whoever else, and I'm guessing it goes wrong, man. So we're gonna check this out. Shout out to people that were sending this to me in the Clutch Discord.
I actually was seeing it online a couple times. I thought about reacting
Age
to
of
it.
Wrestling. So we're gonna see what this whole situation.
Not the first time I saw it, but I was
talking
seeing it.
about.
It was like I was seeing
Quite an
it too
interesting
much.
one.
It was like,
Appreciate all
yeah,
love
I'm
and
gonna have to
support. Let's get right
react
into
to
this,
this.
man.
Warning. This episode contains content that may be disturbing to some viewers. Viewer
Yeah.
discretion is advised.
For sure.
Asuka is one of the greatest women's wrestlers in the world today. She has separated herself from other women in wrestling through her incredible in-ring skill, charismatic aura, protracted longevity, impressive versatility, and her strong connection with the fans. With all of these
Very
aspects,
true.
she's managed to become a multi-time women's world champion in WWE with many remarkable reigns. However, Asuka wasn't always Asuka, and things haven't always been rosy, especially when she was in Japan wrestling under the ring name Kana. An incident occurred in Japan in 2014
Oh.
when Asuka had a match against the most notorious man in Japanese wrestling, the
Muta.
Murder Grandpa himself, Minoru Suzuki.
Yeah.
Suzuki. I thought it was gonna be the
man,
great
I
Muda.
didn't know
But Suzuki?
this was her opponent. I think I may have seen this clip.
Yeah, I was
I'm
looking. I
not
was like,
sure.
great Muda. He not
sure,
that
but
hardcore. But Suzuki?
yeah.
I've heard stories about
Yeah,
Suzuki.
that- out of all the intergender matches she can have, out of all the
But
equal rights,
they made a
equal
car
fight
out of him,
matches
Suzuki,
she can
bro.
have.
You know this man is.
With this guy, oh man,
In this match, he absolutely decimated Asuka and crossed the
Jeez.
line as far as intergender wrestling goes, as it was more akin to an actual domestic assault. But why did
yeah, I did. I have seen this clip. I have seen this clip. Jesus Christ. Oh man, this
Oh,
is
God.
just. This is brutal. I ain't gonna hold you. Like,
In America, it's brutal.
I don't know about this one, but
in
it looked
Japan,
like she was defenseless.
it's
go so hard?
a normal fight.
How
Jeez.
did it all come to this point? Asuka was born in Osaka, Japan in 1981, and growing up she was a massive fan of professional wrestling. But weirdly enough, she wasn't a fan of Joshi wrestling at all, which is Japanese women's wrestling, even though it has such a rich history. Instead, she was interested in men's wrestling, as her heroes were wrestling legends like the great Muto, Antonio Inoki, and someone who she would infamously make headlines with in the future, none other than Minoru Suzuki. Even though she had a great love for wrestling, she instead went into a different field as a career. She worked as a graphic designer and a journalist in the gaming industry, as
Oh,
video
wow.
games were another one of her passions. Her current YouTube channel is a testament to this.
Oh man, I know some of you guys out there are y'all already love Oscar just off the looks and her in-ring skills.
Yeah,
But
I always say
knowing that
Oscar
she,
got the biggest.
you know, is a
You
big
know.
fan of video
You know.
games. Oh, I already know
She
some
got
of
them.
y'all are just losing yourselves right now at the thought of that.
Even though she loved the video game industry and achieved a lot, she had a calling for her first true love, which was professional wrestling. And so she quit her job and started to train to become a professional wrestler in 2003.
That's
She made
crazy.
her debut in
That is
2004
crazy.
under the ring name Kana.
I never
in the
thought to quit my
all-female
job and
division
become a
Major
wrestler.
Girls Fighting Atars, previously
Do I want to
known
do
as
it?
the promotion
No.
Arisen.
I think I'll
She
pass.
wrestled for less than 2 years in this promotion.
I'd
she
rather
was
be an
forced to
actor
retire
than
in
a wrestler.
2006, as she was diagnosed with chronic nephritis, a condition that caused inflammation of the kidneys, and that can be caused and exacerbated by exactly the type of strenuous exercise
Oh,
that comes with
damn.
the job of being a wrestler. When she left wrestling, she opened up her own graphic design agency, but her professional wrestling itch was just too strong, and she returned back to the
Wow.
ring in 2007, a year and a half after retiring. When she returned, she really started to build her name and fame in wrestling. While American wrestling had long been dominated by a single company, WWE, the Japanese wrestling scene is far more splintered, especially where Joshi is concerned. The biggest promotion in Japan, New Japan Pro Wrestling, did not feature women's wrestling at all, leaving a void to be filled by a ton of smaller companies. After Asuka came back to wrestling, she wrestled for pretty much all of these Joshi wrestling promotions. She arguably found her greatest fame in the promotion Pro Wrestling Wave, where she was one of the company's top stars. It was in this promotion that she formed the stable Triple Tails with Io Shirai, now known as Io Sky. In
Wow,
WWE,
I didn't know
who was a
that.
multi-time women's world
I
champion.
kept hearing about
I
that.
know that. That's very interesting. Wow. I definitely.
I'm guessing
didn't
the other
know
one
that.
is
That's
Kairi
pretty
Sane.
cool.
Could be.
Both very talented in the ring.
In there. The stable was also with Io's sister, Mio Shirai. This trio would go on to dominate
Mio,
the Joshi
I haven't heard
wrestling
nothing
scene,
about
but they
her.
disbanded after about
I
a
wonder
year.
if she,
Everything changed for Asuka in 2010
you know,
though, when she published her manifesto
still
in the
alive.
magazine Weekly Pro Wrestling. And no, not the type of manifesto of one of those mass shooters who murder loads of people, but a
Yeah.
professional wrestling manifesto. Through this manifesto, she
I
explained
would hope
how she
not.
was largely disillusioned and disgusted with the Joshi wrestling scene, which she found overly stylized and more focused on how the woman looked rather than the product itself. She also trashed her fellow Joshi pro wrestlers, not only for their personalities, but also for their wrestling. Asuka basically went full savage mode on the Joshi wrestling
Damn.
scene. So here you got a hotshot Joshi and Asuka, who had only a
She pulled a a CM Punk. Working with children. That's basically what she did. She pulled a CM Punk. I'm working with children.
a few years experience wrestling,
Oh, that's
calling for a
crazy.
notion to improve the Joshi wrestling industry. Even though there was nothing inherently wrong with what she said, she was in most folks' eyes a rookie overstepping her bounds by burying the Joshi industry by pointing out its very blatant flaws. This is a no-go in a Japanese society that values conformity, age, and seniority.
First place I learned about death was a pet cemetery. Dead things buried in that land.
This manifesto managed to not only get her on the bad side of her peers, but promoters too. She was crucified in the media for this and was also accused of being too stiff and dangerous in the ring.
Jesus.
Funnily enough, this manifesto shot Asuka right to the top of the industry because everyone essentially hated her and wanted to see her get a comeuppance. All of this caused her to begin producing her own shows around this time under the banner Kana Pro. The fact that she was able to pull big crowds in Japan based off of her name and the other wrestlers she invited to wrestle on her cards just showed how talented and how popular she actually was in the Joshi wrestling scene.
That is crazy. She's able to put on her own shows. Wow. After pretty much burying
put
anybody
on
else
your
that
own
she
show.
felt
Own
like
show.
was
That's
not up to
crazy.
her standards and burying that particular side of the industry, she still was able to put on some shows and have people pull up. That's crazy, man.
Scene. She was still hated by her peers and promoters though, so much so that she even claimed that Stardom is an organization that was created to defeat me.
Stardom.
Stardom was
Wow.
co-founded in 2011.
I was wondering
by
where
one of
Stardom
Asuka's
came from.
biggest enemies, Nane Takahashi, with whom
I
she
heard
had
a lot
real
about it.
beef with, and even allegedly got into a backstage fistfight with years prior.
Whoa.
Even though Stardom at that time was not as big as it is in this day and age, Asuka was essentially blacklisted from the company and not allowed to wrestle there. But that didn't matter.
She wasn't
because
allowed to
was
wrestle at her
still
own
booked across
company?
Japan, because she could draw very well. She was also getting booked in the United States for promotions like Shima and Chikara, with some of her most notable opponents on the American independents being Sarah Del Rey, Mia Yim, Nikki Cross, and Athena. What also helped her in her popularity was the Graviers.
Athena, I think.
These are basically
Was that
very racist
the
modeling
actual
models
Athena or
featuring
like Zelina Vega?
Oh man, I know y'all gonna have a field day.
Do you gonna get the lotion?
Oh my god, I already know. Is that Mommy Oscar? Oh my god.
I never saw Oscar in this way.
Oh man. I already know what's coming.
Picturing her in a bikini in various compromising positions, doing various things that shall not be delved into on this video.
Oh.
It's definitely too hot for YouTube.
Oh, she was getting down. Oh man, I already know, boys. Is Googling and searching, and now I see why y'all were sending me this video. It wasn't because she was getting the beats. It was because of this part of the video y'all wanted me to see. Y'all think y'all slick.
I think it was the
Asuka
first
hopped
part.
with
You just
popularity with the two new gimmicks that
noticed
she
the second
created and
part.
debuted in 2013, Kana Zombie and Kana Clown. She used to wear nightmarish makeup,
Whoa.
making her look almost demonic. There was a menacing dark aura around her, and she was not only scary to look at, but behaved in a similarly disturbing fashion. The poison mist was also a prominent feature for her arsenal. Her current gimmick now in WWE is a callback to this version of Kana. This portrayal of her character was a super smash mega hit and caused her popularity to grow even more. And just like that, she had won over Joshi Wrestling as an industry. They preyed on Asuka's downfall, but all she did was rise to the top. She had so much influence and was such a big draw that it was hard for anyone to criticize her. She could be a lovable babyface who was funny and relatable, or a terrifying heel that made you uncomfortable with fear or hate.
And that's kind of what they've had her do. Obviously, with this reincarnation of her Kana gimmick, but toned down for WWE purposes. But when she's a babyface, you don't know exactly what she's really saying. But all you know is no one is ready for Asuka, and people love it. She be out there dancing and having a good time, but she can beat the crap out of you. So WWE has definitely explored those sides of her, but now they're into more of the Kana side of things. So it's gonna be very interesting to see, if they continue that character trajectory for her.
That is what made her so special. Her creativity and charisma shot her to the top, as she was the type of wrestler who was willing to be bold and take risks. She wasn't in it for the money or to be champion. She was wrestling because she loved it, and fans could tell, so they gravitated towards her. She was also very into intergender matches, as she wrestled various men before. This led her to a self-produced show, Kana Pro Mania Reach, in 2014, where she booked herself in a match, teaming with Pro Wrestling Noah mainstay Naomichi Marufuji versus Joshi legend Maiko Satomura, and the most notorious man in all of Japanese pro wrestling, and one of her heroes growing up, the wrestling king himself, Minoru Suzuki. Suzuki at this point forged a reputation.
Bro, just the haircut alone lets you know he don't play no games. Like it's on site with him.
That's
even if you're not his enemy, you about to
Nick Cannon
treated
hairstyle
as such, like a mortal enemy. He's gonna beat the crap out of you, male or female. Just the haircut alone lets you know what you're in store for when getting into the ring with this guy.
Yeah, I always like to look at people with, if they got a nice haircut, they gonna not be as good. But if they don't,
everything starts off normally as Suzuki and Asuka make their way to the ring. The match begins as normal and everything is standard, but then whenever Asuka and Suzuki are wrestling, it's a little bit stiff. Nothing too crazy, but still stiff nonetheless, as he whacks her with a knee to the face and gives her very stiff elbows that rock her. She tries to fight back, but clearly...
Hello?
Good morning.
Hey, I'm up, but I'm recording right now. I'm about to hit you back.
Okay, just be on time. Pay attention. I need to see if you can give Mom some eye protection.
Yeah.
Clearly she is no match for Suzuki, as he is bigger and stronger. Her offense on him is well sold, and Suzuki is straight up manhandling her. But still, it's nothing too out of the ordinary, and is often seen in intergender matches to get heat for the man. But then almost 20 minutes into the match, in the end stretch, things start to cross the line. Asuka tries to fight Suzuki once more, and once again, he no-sells it. She eventually starts...
Bro, he's literally no-selling anything that she's doing. Like, her attacks are just effectively zero on damage.
Gets some offense on him, and he seems affected by her moves. This is a big mistake though, as Suzuki gets up and gives her one of the worst headbutts given from a man to a woman in wrestling. Suzuki then proceeds to drag her lifeless body around by her hair like she's a rag doll, and proceeds to slap her while he's on top of her. The ref even tries to stop him, but he pushes him away with ease, and he then grabs her by her hair and strikes her face repeatedly in a brutal manner. Her partner Marufuji even comes in for the save, but Suzuki throws him out of the ring swiftly and proceeds to brutally kick and slap Asuka.
Bro, these are some stiff shots, bro. This don't... He's not pulling back. He's... Like I said, I've seen like a clip of this. I haven't seen the full thing or knew the context to what was going on. But this is taking equal rights, equal fights to a dangerous level.
Yeah, man.
Jesus.
This
His own
this
tag
real
team
life.
partner, Mako Satomura, sees what's going on and even steps into the ring to try and stop him, but he throws out of the ring swiftly as well and continues to straight up assault Asuka. This was truly uncomfortable to watch, as you could tell Asuka was out of it. Once again, she tried to fight back, but this was futile. He put her in a leg lock, then chokehold, and then roughly put her into a gotch-style piledriver for the 1-2-3. The ending stretch of this match was one of the most unbearable and agonizing experiences ever. This whole incident was planned though, as it was a work shoot. Seeing that Asuka
Oh. I mean, even though it's a work shoot, it got me. I'm feeling uncomfortable. But it's Jesus, the fact that she was cool with catching these type of beats. Like, these are stiff shots. He's not holding back. He's laying them in. And the fact that she was cool with it to sell this image, whatever she was trying to sell, whatever image they were trying to portray, they portrayed it. Jesus.
booked this match. Asuka asked Suzuki to go as hard as he
Hold
could.
on.
This whole incident was planned though, as it was a work shoot. Seeing that Asuka booked this match.
Wow.
Asuka asked Suzuki to go as hard as he could with her and not to hold back during this match. Suzuki apparently did not want to be as stiff as he was with Asuka during this match, but Asuka, being the booker of the show and wanting to give the fans a memorable experience, convinced him to go
What happened?
take over show in the crowd. But wrong is wrong, and in the realms of wrestling, and playing nails. He went through with it, as we could see, and afterwards he said that he respected her more for taking such a vicious beating from him. Even though this was all planned, it was still definitely too far. This is why intergender wrestling gets such a bad rap. It's because it can spawn moments like this where it goes beyond the realms of wrestling and plain and simply just gets too real. Japanese wrestling is notoriously stiff, but it should not cross over into intergender matches to this extent. It's not even a thing of projecting Western values on Japanese wrestling, but wrong is wrong, and this was just plain wrong. After this match, the frequency of Asuka's performances in Japan was low, and fans started to speculate her retirement. What fueled this was when she said she will stop accepting bookings in Japan. But then out of nowhere, she appeared on an NXT TakeOver show in the crowd and announced that she had signed with WWE. As far as the rest of the story, you already know it, as she has become one of the greatest WWE women's wrestlers of all time.
For sure.
But that is the story of her time in Japan and her incident with Minoru Suzuki.
Hey man, this was a very, very dope video. I'm gonna go ahead and subscribe to the channel.
You ain't subscribed already? I ain't
subscribe to Age of Wrestling as well.
I leave a like on
This
your
was
video though.
just wild,
See?
bro. Holy man, Asuka, I think.
Alright, thank y'all for watching. I'm gonna see you on the next one.